What they're doing up? Huh? I hear mridanga going on and all. What are they doing? Oh, the neighbor. So many people upstairs. What are they doing? Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 4:28-20. Prabodhyayati ma vigyam vyushite shokakarshita vatmaitat grahamediyam virasurapi neshyati. Prabodhayati gives good counsel, ma, unto me, avigyam, foolish, vyushite, the time of my being away, shoka, by aggrievement, karshita, been aggrieved and thus dried up, vatma, path, etat, this, graha mediyam, of household responsibilities, virasuhu, the mother of great heroes, api, although, neshyati, will she be able to execute. What are they doing? What are they doing?
Cooking, some people cooking.
Some people cooking, the others? Every day this is a problem. Someone must go and call. Why? What? From here the kirtan to go up and then what? Huh? What they doing? What they are doing?
Just sitting only.
Huh? What they doing?
Coming down.
No, but what they doing?
Three of them are cooking, so the rest of them are
3 people cooking. So many people cooking. What?
Jagannath is cooking breakfast and others cooking lunch.
You started now already lunch.
Yeah.
Who's cooking lunch? 700. Where's Mahesh?
In the kitchen.
He is also cooking. King Puranjan continued thinking how, when he was in a state of bewilderment, his wife would give him good counsel and how she would become aggrieved when he was away from home. Although she was the mother of so many sons and heroes, the king still feared that she would not be able to maintain the responsibility of household affairs. Please respond. King Puranjan continued thinking how, when he was in the state of bewilderment, his wife would give him good counsel, and how she would become aggrieved when he was away from home. Although she was the mother of so many sons and heroes, the king still feared that she would not be able to maintain the responsibility of household affairs. purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
But it takes so long to go up and come down.
No, washing clothes, proper clothes.
Huh?
Washing proper clothes.
Walking over. Class first, you can wash later. At the time of death, King Puranjan was thinking of his wife, and this is called polluted consciousness. As Lord Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita 15:7, Mamayang so jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manaha sastra indriyani prakriti sthana karshyati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental part. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. The living entity is, after all, part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit Krishna. In other words, Krishna's constitutional position and the living entity's constitutional position are the same qualitatively. The only difference is that the living entity is eternally an atomic particle of the Supreme Spirit. What happened to the new devotee, the one? He went to work already. Mamayang sa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. In this material world of conditioned life, the fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord, the individual soul, is struggling due to its contaminated mind and consciousness. As a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, the living entity is supposed to think of Krishna. But here we see that King Puranjan, the living entity, is thinking of a woman. Such mental absorption with some sense object brings about the living entity's struggle for existence in the material world. Since King Puranjan is thinking of his wife, his struggle for existence in the material world will not be ended by death, as revealed in the following verses. King Puranjan had to accept the body of a woman in his next life due to his being overly absorbed in thoughts of his wife. Thus, mental absorption in social, political, pseudo-religious, national and communal consciousness is cause for bondage. During one's lifetime, one has to change his activities in order to attain release from bondage. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Yajnanartha karmano nayatra lokayam karma bandhanaha. If we do not change our consciousness in this life, whatever we do in the name of social, political, religious or communal and national welfare will be the cause of our bondage. This means that we have to continue in material conditioned life, as explained in Bhagavad Gita 15:7. Manaha sastrendriyani prakrtisthana karshyati. When the mind and senses are engaged in material activities, one has to continue his material existence and struggle to attain happiness. In each and every life, one is engaged in struggle to become happy. Actually, no one in this material world is happy, but the struggle gives a false sense of happiness. A person must work very hard, and when he attains the result of his hard work, he thinks himself happy. In the material world, people do not know what is real happiness is. Sukham atyantikam yat tat bhutikrayam atindriyam. Real happiness must be appreciated by one's transcendental senses. Unless one is purified, the transcendental senses are not manifest. Therefore, to purify the senses, one must take to Krishna consciousness and engage the senses in the service of the Lord. Then there will be real happiness and liberation. In the Bhagavad Gita 15:8, it says, Sariram yad avapnoti yat chapi utkramati swaraha grihit tvaitani samyati vayur gandhan evashayat. The living entity in the material world carries a different conception of life from one body to another as the air carries aromas. If the wind passes over a garden of roses, it will carry the aroma of roses, and if it passes over a filthy place, it will carry the stench of obnoxious things. Similarly, King Puranjan, the living entity, now passes the air of his life over his wife, a woman, and therefore he has to accept the body of a woman in his next life. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshudan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Satpitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamam Dadati Swaparadikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utabadagamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sikajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sadi Shadvitam Savudhutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shyam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kamta Radha Kamta Tapta Kanchana Gurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabanu Sita Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhe Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here you can see what happens or what will happen if we don't train our mind to become Krishna conscious. So the mind is the most important thing in our body. Of course the soul is most important, but the material arrangement or how the spirit soul transmigrates and takes different bodies. Either it goes to the spiritual body, or it goes to the material body, or it gets entangled. It all is focused on the concentration of the mind. So see, the mind therefore is very, very important. You know, we have the two verses in the Bhagavad Gita that substantiate this. Not the other two, I want to know others. There are two verses in the Bhagavad Gita. Two verses in the Gita that explain this mind going. Not two, there are more, but there's two important ones. Do you know? Don't know? Don't know. Okay, in chapter 8 again. In chapter 8 you see here, it explains Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalaivaram yatriyati satmad bhavam yati nastyatra samsaya. The two verses that Krishna is speaking here, please take note if you don't know, because this is for your what? Future reference. So Krishna is saying here, And whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So if we think of Krishna at the time he quits his body, that means at the time of death. If he remembers the Lord, then he at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Do you follow this point? So if you think of God at the time of dying, if you remember, even you don't see God or what, if you just remember, then you go back to the spiritual world. You understand? Krishna is saying. And then here, next verse, he is saying, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejayante kalevaram tam tam eva iti kaunteya sadatat bhava bhavitaha. Now he is saying another thing. Yam yam vapi smaranam bhavam, whatever you think of. In other words, you remember something other than God. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. You have to remember these two verses. You understand? So whatever you think of or you remember at the time of death, you will attain that without fail. That means, first he said, you come to me without doubt. Correct? Na samsayaha. Right? Now Krishna is saying, you will also attain it without fail. That means, same way, without doubt. But without fail emphasizes that is not some fiction, some fairy tale. Definitely you will get it. You follow this point? So you see how the soul is entrapped in this material body, and how by the manipulation of the concentration of the mind, one gets to go to the next destination. Are you understanding? This is the two verses in the Bhagavad Gita, how this is happening. So choice is there. If you remember me, you come back to me. If you remember something else, then you will attain that. Like Bharat Maharaj, he remembered the deer. So he became deer. Not necessarily you remember your wife. If you remember anything, animal, anything. Like Prabhupada said, one man, he was so attached to his house. So he went to that house and he saw one tree growing in between the two fence, you know the fence, the two houses. One tree was going, and Prabhupada said, this is the man in his former owner of this house, because he is so attached to the house, he became a tree here. You understand? So you see how the consciousness is so important. Very important. Then how does this work? Krishna again explained this even more here. He says here, the living entity in the material world carries his different conception of life from one body to another, as air carries aroma. Thus he takes one kind of body again and quits to another. So how does this work? Just like if you go to a rose garden, you may not be there, but the smell is coming, correct? Yes, the fragrance is coming, right? So in that way the soul is transferred by the wind, correct? But the smell is coming by the wind, but the soul is transferred by the will of the Lord. Understand? Just like it is explained, I think in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that when Bharat Maharaj, he was practicing austerity somewhere near Nepal, I think, and then he took birth as a deer somewhere else, that place was also given, in some kind of a forest. And then he went all the way back to that other place, go back to his ashram. Okay? So you see how like now, I just said yesterday that one boy is in Australia, he is recollecting his previous life as Princess Diana, So she was somewhere in England. Now the boy the soul has taken birth where? Australia. So you see how Krishna is arranging, how he put you here, put you there. You follow? So how he is putting like this, he says. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. So that means if it's put into the body of let's say a dog, then he will get certain ears, certain, But the soul is the same, but the dress is different. You follow this point? So that's how this is working, and this is a science. That's why he says in the next verse, the foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spells or modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. This point is a very important point. One who is what? Trained in knowledge. How to be trained in knowledge? It didn't say here that you get knowledge. It says you must be trained in knowledge. Why is the word used is trained in knowledge? You need some training. That means what? You just go buy book and read and you get it done. You must get training. Training means what? Yes. You see the word how Prabhupada is using. So you must go and surrender. And you must get enlightenment. It doesn't work any other way. Doesn't mean that you buy the Bhagavad Gita and then that's it, you read and then But if you don't surrender, this knowledge will not, the realization will not come. I mean, we distributed so many books, in my whole career, right? But how many people are sitting here? What happened? Why did they all bought the book? They should have become pure devotees. Why did they become pure devotees? Why? What is the reason? Because they refused to get training. They refused to get training. And training means surrender. Understand? As I said, I quoted the verse. You can sit with the spiritual master. You can be, doing all service. But if you don't get his mercy and get enlightenment knowledge, then what's the use? I showed that verse, right? Was that? 1899, I think. Vedic literatures presented by a self-realized spiritual master. Everyone has to see Krishna according to the Vedic literature presented by a self-realized spiritual master. Now we are talking about this knowledge, correct? A sincere person is able to see Krishna through the transparent via media of Sri Gurudev, the spiritual master. Unless one is enlightened by the knowledge given by the spiritual master, he cannot see things as they are. See this point? Unless one is enlightened by the knowledge given by the spiritual master, he cannot see things as they are. Are you following? Even though he remains constantly with the spiritual master. You follow this point? You can be with the spiritual master constantly, but if you don't get this mercy of getting knowledge, then what is the use? What is the use? Spiritual master means not living and you see him, he touch your head and touch your tail or whatever. Spiritual master means what? Getting what? Knowledge. Divya Gyan. Transcendental. And this is what exactly in this today's world, unless you get trained, you cannot understand how to escape this cycle of birth and this is shackle. This is called what? Samsara? Samsara? Bandha. Samsara? Bondage of samsara. You understand? It is cycle of birth and death. We are rotating in this for how many millions of years? Why we are rotating for so many millions of years? Because we never got this training. You never got this training. And we can only be trained if we surrender. And when we surrender, then yes, Krishna will send the spiritual master. Krishna will be helping you from inside also, within and without, both ways. See? Spiritual master must give you knowledge, yes, but Krishna also inside the heart, he also helps. Krishna helps. Oh my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in the spiritual science could not fully express their in-depthness to you, even if they endeavored to prolong lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Super Soul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. Two ways, internally as Super Soul, externally as, so you need Guru and Krishna. Brahmanda Brahmita Kono Bhagyavanji, Guru Krishna Prasadapaya. You just cannot Krishna, no? Or just Guru, no? You need what? Guru and Krishna. Understand? And the Guru must bring you to Krishna. If the Guru don't want to bring you to Krishna, then you must reject him. Just like Bali Maharaj. He rejected his, because Krishna has come and his Krishna is asking, and the Guru said, no, don't go. So that Guru is, understand? Of course you cannot reject Krishna, but that's not possible. But if you go to Krishna directly, Krishna will reject you. That's a system. It's not that you can do what you like, That doesn't work. Without the help of the spiritual master, all your spiritual activities are useless. All what? Some people think, especially now, I have Prabhupada in my heart, I will just go on, and no need to take initiation and all this. I will be neutral and, Some people teach like that also. You just accept Prabhupada and that's the initiation. As Prabhupada said, yes, going to school is important, then registration is a formality, correct? But formality must be done, right? Can you go to school without that formality? Can you? You sit outside the school gate and that's it. Is it possible? Come on. So, you have to get what? Connected. So, if you're not wanting to get connected, then the training will not be there. And you see, it is explained here. Adiksha tasya vamuro kritam sarvam nirartakam pasuyonim avapnoti diksha virahito janaha. Unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, all his devotional activities are what? A person who is not properly initiated can descend again into animal. So the trained person, he must be connected to a proper bona fide spiritual master. If you think that no, I just can accept Prabhupada like that, but if there is no formal connection, then how there is a contract? How? Can you just say to one woman, no, we are married, no, but we just stay together? Okay? Of course they are doing that now. Which woman will agree? Will she agree? Yeah, we stay together. Is it? There must be some formality. Yes? Yes or no? Correct? So spiritually, this is the contract. There is a spiritual contract. Then you surrender. And if you don't surrender, then he says here, all your spiritual activities become what? You follow this point? And when your spiritual activities become useless, then what happens? At the time of death, it says here, you can descend into. What does that mean? Krishna will arrange, you will get attracted to some pet animal like a dog or a cat. Krishna can arrange anything, yes. And then you will think, no, my best friend is the dog. And then what will happen to you? You follow? I have seen people who are leaving millions of dollars for their pet animal, correct? Yes? And what they become? So it's very dangerous. So this science, this is a what? Science. Those who are not, it says this now, those who are foolish, they cannot understand this. Those who are foolish, they say, no, there is no next life and no nothing, all story. Story. How? They get absorbed in this crazy philosophy. Krishna is what? Giving this in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, what he says? I am giving the knowledge, I am giving the remembrance, and I am also giving the forgetfulness. You follow? Everybody is under the control of Krishna. So here Puranjan, he became overly attracted to his wife. You understand? At the time of death, he is thinking about his, and this is called polluted consciousness. Because Krishna says just now, yam yam vapi smaran, whatever you think. Again, he said this same thing. Again, he said the same thing, Yatra yatra manodehi. Yatra yatra. That's now, we heard that one. Yam yam smaranam bhava. Yam yam. Now there. Yatra yatra mano. Yatra yatra means what? Wherever the mind is going. Dharayat sakalam diya. Snehat dvesat bayat vapi. Yati tat tat swarupatam. Translation. If out of love, hate, fear, an embodied soul fix his mind with intelligence and complete concentration on a particular bodily form, he will attain the form that he is meditating upon. Second time Krishna says it. And he gives the example also of Bharat Maharaj. Right? It's not just some story, How you know Bharat Maharaj became a deer? How you know? Will you know? There's no way you will figure out. Unless the deer spoke, no? Actually, I am Bharat Maharaj. So this is the arrangement by, and unless the Lord reveals, how you will understand this? Correct? Understand? So, it's revelation. That's why Krishna says to Arjuna, Bhaktoshi me shaka cheti tat rahasyam. This secret I am revealing to you. You understand? It's not something you can just go and figure out and, it doesn't work like that. How you can figure out? There's nothing you can figure out. Correct? Yes? See? So this is a science. How the soul is going to another body. How he can come out of this mess. Everything is programmed. Just like you have, all of you are mostly programmers here, correct? It is programmed. You cannot change this program. You can try to, what? Reset. Reset means taking birth again. Yes? You understand? So it is important that we understand how to break this cycle. And Krishna is giving the hint. If you think of me, then yes, you can escape this all if you keep what? And that's why Srila Prabhupada has made this movement, International Society for. He never used the word God conscious, he used the word. Because exclusively, if you remember Krishna, then that's it. That's why Krishna also said, anyone who knows my appearance and activity, correct? Janma karma chami divyam, yeah? Right? He said, if you remember, just not even you see me or what, no, if you just remember, correct? My birth and activities, transcendental activities, then you don't come back again. In other words, we have to keep remembering about. That is all. Our whole program, this is why he said again in the Bhagavad Gita 2 times, Man mana bhava mad bhakta, correct? Man Madhava Bhava Mat Bhakta Man Jaji Mam Namaskuro, correct? Why? This is the line, that's all. You just remember, become my devotee, worship me, that's it. And then again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, even he made more simple. If you don't even remember Krishna, if you just chant Hare Krishna, everything is complete, finished. Okay? Where is that verse? 9 processes of bhakti can be completed by just chanting Krishna name. 15? Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna once, not even 2 times, just once, a person is relieved from all reactions of sinful life, and one can complete the 9 processes of devotional service simply by chanting the holy name. That's it. You know, if you chant Hare Krishna, that's it. Oh Prabhu, I must have chanted more than once, so now I can retire. Huh? The amazing thing about chanting is that the more you chant, the more you want to chant. Nama gane sada ruchi. It is so scientific because the name of Krishna and Krishna are non-different. Nama chintamani Krishna. What is that? Huh? Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Huh? What is that? Nama Chintamani Krishna. Hmm? Huh? No. Where is this? 17? Seventeen one three three. 17,133. Nama Chintamani Krishna. Please chant. Nama Chintamani Krishna. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto. Abhinatvam Nama Naminoho. The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benediction, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete and is form of all transcendental melody. It is not a material name under any condition, and it is no less powerful than Krishna himself. Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by material qualities, there is no question of him being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. If you can understand this, that when you are chanting Hare Krishna, you are actually associating with Krishna, then your chanting has become very pure. If you chanting Hare, every day you are chanting, if you chanting, if you have this understanding and realization that I am actually with Krishna, then your chanting is very, very pure. This is the perfection of chanting. You understand? But we are chanting and we are not. Understand? So this is the realization. I am with Krishna. So we have to come to this level of realization. You understand? So when you chant Hare Krishna, then everything becomes settled. This is the power of the holy name of the Lord. Especially if you can remember Him at the time of death, just saying Hare Krishna, wow, you are definitely made it jackpot. Jackpot, see? Terrified, about to die, a man collapsed on his bed. Although his voice is faltering and is hardly conscious of what he is saying, if he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of footy work and achieve the supreme destination. But still, people in the age of Kali will not worship the Supreme Lord. How many people are coming, we are telling them, please chant, buy these beads. Huh? And don't want to do. No? Yes or no? Huh? And no? I don't want to do. Correct? See? Stubborn nature. So, please try to understand. If you want to stop this cycle of birth and death, there's one complete assured way. That at least I should always chant Krishna's name. Whether I remember Krishna or not remember, it doesn't matter. If you just can remember this holy name, then everything is settled. Everything is. This is the shortcut. This is the what? That's why if you have knowledge or no knowledge, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came because Krishna came, is made condition, surrender first, correct? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no surrender. You just say Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, finish. That's why you see Krishna is hand, Krishna is playing the flute. But if you go and see some other forms of the Lord, like for example the South Indian deities, in South Indian temple, you have the deities, right? Always his hand is like this, right? Right? Isn't it? It's blessing, but before the blessing, you have to first surrender to my lotus feet. Correct? Yes? Right or not? Have you seen? Like this? The hand is like this? Huh? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his hand is like this. Well, you should no need to, you just Hare Krishna, like this, finish. And Jagannath, his hand is like this. Give me as much food you can, that's all. Jagannath is worshipped by what? One is chanting, another one is prasad. That's all. That's all you have to do. Nothing more. And it is assured that you will never come back again. Very assured, guaranteed. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, man mana bhava, man bhakta. These two verses are very important. Prabhupada said, this. Man mana bhava mad bhakta madhyaji mam namaskaro mam evayasi satyam te pratijane prayoshimi. This is assured. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer my homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. Again, this word. Without. I promise you this. Not only without fail. Krishna again adds another word. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. A double assurance, without fail, and I promise you. If God promise, He will break His promise? Huh? Will He? Only one person will break the promise. Who? Us. So therefore, we have to learn how to practice this formula. That's all. We have to learn how to practice this formula. Every day we chant. That's why our surrender. What is the main thing that Prabhupada told us to do? What is the main thing? Chant 16 rounds a day. Yes? Is it not? That's the main thing. You chant 16 rounds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Everything will be settled. And the main thing that will be settled is that we will not take again a lower. Krishna assures also, if you cannot go back, at least you will go to the heavenly planet, enjoy and come back and take birth again. And this way, perfect your life. That assurance is there, guaranteed. That's why Krishna said, without fail, I promise you. Even something happens, you space out like Bharat Maharaj. He spaced out, right? He fell down, correct? And then again he came back, correct? Jada Bharat. And this time you understand? So Krishna, even if something happens for a devotee, Krishna says, what is that? Even my devotee does the worst thing, correct? Because he is my devotee, he is rightly Satsvat Santi Nigacchate. What is that? Chipram Bhavanti Dharma. Very quickly he will become righteous. Very quickly. No problem for the devotee. For my devotee, everything I do for him. You understand? Everything. Krishna says, my devotee, I am special. So our whole purpose is to qualify as, that's all we have to do. That's all. What is the qualification? Open the mouth and everything will become adjusted. I think you can see also, but in your lives, you started chanting, everything changed? Nothing changed. No change. What? Change or not? Yes, transformation, yes. This is the power of Krishna's mercy. So we just have to become serious, become convinced, right? Especially when I take my big bag and say, I am now going to be with, I'm not going to be with my wife, I'm going to be who? That should be the conviction. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Finish. That's it. Alright, any questions? Yeah.
Even if the non-devotee chants Hare Krishna Ram at the time of death also, he will go to the spiritual world only, right? But in the case of Gandhi, at the time of death he chanted Hey Ram. But because he was very offensive to the Lord and changed the philosophy and all, so he might not have gone like that. So can you just clarify a bit on
Prabhupada said he did not go back. I am not an authority in this. I can only quote Prabhupada because he was chanting offensively. He had no regard for God. You know, he said, Bhagavad Gita, the 5 Pandavas or the what? 5 horses, some speculation like that. Yeah? Eh?
He was speculating.
He was speculating. He had no regard for Krishna. And at that time, in the 1920s, people were all very religious. So he used religion to further his political agenda. That's why the British have written him as what? A politician among the saints. Understand? He was a saint among the. So he got shot. Although he say Ram Ram, but so chanting must be done without offenses. Just like the example is given in the Varaha, what Puranam is it? Narsimha Puranam. That this Muslim man, he was chanting Haram, Haram, and then when he was attacked by the wild boar, and he went back to garden. So one incident, because he chanted, without offenses, he went back. And here he chanted and he did not go back. So you have to be careful. That's why there are 10 offenses that we should avoid. Especially this offense among the Hindus, a big problem. Because they think that Krishna is one of the many gods. This problem is so very, what we say, common. They all think, Hare Krishna, one of the gods, no? Right? And you see them, they are chanting and they are going to attend all the demigod thing, They think it's all the same. And you chant like this, you can chant for 300 million years, nothing will happen. Nothing will. We have to be very careful. Of course, there are 10 other offenses. I am just putting out one. This I think the second one, right? The second one. The first one is even worse. This is another big problem. They take devotees as what? Beggars. Devotees are what? Beggars. They are sitting in the temple and begging. I will go and see what they are doing. Always they are sleeping. You understand? Now the offensive thinking of devotees. So when you don't have any respect for the devotees, then spiritually finish. Number one. That's number one. Anyway, you can read, I think it's in RD 8:24. You can go and read this 8:24 RD. The 10 offenses are there. You can read. Prabhupada is explaining, and you can be careful not to commit these offenses. Otherwise, if you chant, simply chant, then that's it. Spiritually become successful. You understand? I don't think you want to be following the footsteps of Mr. Gandhi. Mahatma. Prabhu is saying that when he came down from the train station, everybody was Mahatma Gandhi ki jai, and the poor guy, Prabhupada was covering his ears. He was so sick and tired, people were calling him Mahatma. Okay? Understand? Yes, crazy. You have to be qualified. And another thing he did, he simply put all the low class people as Harijan. And they have no qualification. Right? You cannot make people want high class by just rubber stamping. So there's many things that he did not in accordance with Shastra. So unfortunate. Of course, many Indians will not like what we are saying, but what to do? Truth is truth.
Even I cannot ask this question in India. I cannot ask this question also in India.
Yeah. Very unfortunate, But what to do? Truth is truth, So we are not against him, but we are against his wrongdoings. Actually, now there are many Indians have realized that he is the cause of all these problems in India. Yes? Is it not? I think they are removing the road already. Mahatma Gandhi Road everywhere is taken down. MG Road, Yeah? So many problems. He and Nehru, they should get the Nobel Prize.
Of the life, Prabhupada says, nowadays only donkeys and fools getting Nobel Prize. Donkeys and fools only getting Nobel Prize.
Yeah. That's why Krishna says the foolish cannot understand. This science is not meant for the foolish. It is meant for the Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyanti Vasudevam Sarvamiti Sahamatma Sudurlabha. If you can understand this science, you are considered as a real Mahatma. Right? Anything else? Any other points? So you know these verses now? So please try to remember them, and you can explain this to others also, and you'll become, helpful for others to know, because many people don't know how they go to next body. Many people don't even know there is next body. They think this body is finished and everything is finished, So we have to teach them. Alright. Okay, thank you very much. Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.